Hello and welcome to our May 2026 Q&A. My name is Giselle Carson. I'm a corporate immigration and compliance attorney, and I am thrilled they're here with me today. I bring these Q&As to you, resources to you on a weekly basis to help you absorb the many things that are coming your way and our way. So today I have two rules that I'm going to be talking to you about that I have been following for a while. And now they're at a point where they may become a reality. So I want them to be on your radar because they may become law in July of this year. That's around that time. So the two rules that I'm going to be talking to you about is proposed rules, but likely to become, law. One is about F1 students' duration of a status and various things related to their immigration status and what they can do and not do while they're here in the United States. And the second one is relating to prevailing wages that the Department of Labor assigns to H-1B and A3 and PERM processes. And those are likely to go up. And so we're going to talk about that, what you need to know as employers and foreign nationals and be on the lookout for. Interestingly, as I was looking at this, what I consider drastic rules, I was also looking at the data that just came out from USCIS, data from March 31st, 2026, as to the companies that are the biggest users of H-1B visas. And these names are not unfamiliar to me or to you. And they have been on the leading list of users of H-1B visas and continue to be despite all the changes that we're seeing trying to restrict foreign talent to come into the United States. So here's the list, some names that you may recognize: Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, JP Morgan. So those are the top, and the top 10, 15 users of H-1B visas for 2026. And they were there in 25 and 24 and 23, and they've been on the list for a while. This to say to you that those companies that are considered as leaders in tech, fast-growing companies, are investing in foreign talent because they realize that there are gaps in talent that need to be filled by foreign talent, and they're continuing to invest and participate in these programs despite all the challenges that we are having. So I give that to you as, support that what you are doing, potentially sometimes it can feel overwhelming to be dealing with all the changes that are happening. But it's part of the process that we're in. I do believe that we're getting to a boiling point where things are going to have to start to change in a different direction because our population changes and workforce are going to require us to be more welcoming to foreign talent. So let's talk about those two rules and what you need to know. So the first one is what is changing with the F1 statuses. One of the biggest things is students come to the United States without a preset end of a stay, unlike most other visas like the H-1Bs, TNs, Os. They have a validity of 2 years, 3 years, and then it can be extended. The students come for the duration of their stay or their status, meaning for as long as they are pursuing education, doing what they need to do, following the rules, they can continue to stay here and go to their international school advisor to get extensions because they're changing programs or doing something else. That is likely to change. And in practical terms, what it means is that if someone comes to the United States to pursue a bachelor's degree, a 4-year bachelor's degree, they're going to have a limited stay of 4 years. They're coming to the United States to pursue a master's degree that is 2 years. They're going to have a stay of 2 years. If they need more time, instead of going to their school for extensions, they're going to have to go to USCIS for extensions. And this, to me, is probably one of the bigger problems of this rule, because we're going to have many foreign nationals that are in the United States in limbo, unless they allow for premium processing, which we still don't know, that will have extensions filed for months and months at a time, and not really sure if they can go to school or not go to school, or work or not work. So that could create a lot of chaos and confusion to a system that is already overburdened. The other main change there's a lot of changes, but these are just kind of the highlights, is the grace periods. Currently, they are 60 days for students, and they're likely to change to 30, which will make it, again, very difficult to change status and leave the United States if they're going to leave. So all of it is going to make, the appeal of coming to the United States to study will decrease. I know that pretty much all the major schools in the United States have been watching this very closely. NAFTA, the National Association of, I'm going to butcher the spelling, but they kind of represent all the universities and colleges. They have been at the forefront of voicing their disagreement with many of these proposed rules. And I invite you all to also use your voices as much as you can to express how these changes are affecting your ability to find and retain foreign talent. So that is a rule to watch for. Again, what's happening with the F1 student statuses. And the other one is about the proposed rule for the Department of Labor to increase the wages that are applicable to H1s and E3s and PERMs. In practical terms, again, what this is going to mean is that if the current level 1, for example, would become a level 2 will become a 3 a 4, etc., which will significantly increase the entry-level wages that we are currently using. Ahead of this, because we have been watching it, what we have done is, for at least for this year, for all the LCAs that we are working on, we have already pre-filed them so that we can use the current wages for our extensions. What I envision that is going to happen into the future is that we are going to be using more of the private surveys. Not my preference. I much rather use the government data. It's a lot more solid. It creates less confusion, a lot more acceptable by USCIS. But if the data that they're going to be putting out is completely unrealistic, we are likely to be using more private survey, which could also make some of these filings more expensive. We have used some private surveys in the past and currently, so we know how to use them. It's just a matter of it's best to use their own government data if we can, but if we cannot, that is an alternative. I'm always looking for what is the bright line. What can I learn from this, and how can we overcome all the challenges that are coming at us? So I leave you with this: employers, foreign nationals, the talent that is coming to the United States is needed. Otherwise, we wouldn't be investing the time, the energy, the money on supporting foreign talent. Another statistic that I want to say to you is that 50% of those enrolled in engineering programs currently are foreign nationals. That's huge. Imagine if that 50% did not come to the United States because of these challenges. And 7 out of 10 of those enrolled in AI related programs are foreign talent. Again, imagine if those 7 out of 10 would not come to the United States. The impact is huge. So one, again, raise your voice, right? Raise your arm, speak up. We are in the situation that we're in because we have a very noisy extreme that is talking about we don't need any foreign nationals in the United States. Let's get rid of all of them. And they have been very loud, and they have gotten us to where we are, and that those voices need to be matched on the other side. Probably more. The data is there truly to support the need for foreign talent. So, encourage you to do that. Continue to use your voice. Start early. Keep abreast of the what is coming. Not all the noise, because again, there's a lot of noise out there, and the reason why I do this is to give you what you need to do practically, and not all the extra noise that we're all getting. So the government is making access to foreign talent much harder, and my job is to let you know that yes, the path may be arduous, but it's absolutely worth it. With that in mind, you may have heard me say already that I will be completing the Cape Town Marathon now in about 12 days from now in South Africa. The path to that marathon has been arduous. I started the process in 2012, more to come on that. But is what again it teaches me the importance of diversity, the importance of adaptability, determination, always being positive and seeing a clear path among the noise and the cloudiness. So I'm here to provide you with that ray of sunshine. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Watch those 2 proposals as they evolve. I can guarantee you there will be litigation, particularly as to the F1 proposals. And subscribe to the newsletter. I do this for you. And by you subscribing and actually sharing the information, it makes us all better. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.